hey, let's get some coffee. It's coffee time. Let's do this.
Boom, it's a coffee time.
Coffee.
I thought you were reaching for the bell, Mr. Jason.
You mean this one?
Oh,
Mr. Craig?
Geez. Oh, geez.
Little throwback to season 1.
Oh,
Now that we're in the deuce.
So we're not going to have season 3 until we're at episode 600.
So basically, you're going to be really old by then.
Man, that'll be in 2 years.
Well, here's a quote for the week.
Mm.
All right, Crazy Craig. Here's a quote. I love
thank
this
you.
one. I actually have the wall here at this office, which is whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, Mr. Henry Ford.
Oh, that's Hank?
Right? Yeah.
Hank Ford.
HF.
Old HF. Well, you're right.
But it's so simple, but it's so true. And most people go into things thinking they can't. And sure enough, that comes to fruition.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Because if you think you can, then usually you're pretty apt to be able to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean to set your goals less lofty. Literally, you can do anything.
Yeah. It's funny how adaptive we are as people. Uh-huh. And it's like, if we think we can do something, we will find a way. I mean, we're not in third world country. We're not trying to, cure cancer here. But like in most things that we do, we could figure out a way to do it. I always say this when I talk to people about doing something. Hey, if I gave you $1 million right now to do that, do you think you can find a way to get it done? Oh, absolutely. Well, then just do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like you can, I don't know. So I know we had that call. We had that call with a group of agents.
Yeah. And you have to believe that the thing that you're going to do is going to help. Believe that purpose. It's like all the things we've been talking about, all tying it together. If you believe that it works, it will. If you don't believe it will, well, you won't do it and it won't work. But there's people all around seeing the results of the things that they make the decisions on and then get the results. So I think you're talking about the call where we asked them to play or bring the calls.
Yeah. So that the thing, in the agency, in both of our agencies, we always do call reviews.
Uh-huh.
So
nothing
simple.
better.
So that's what we have. We tell other agencies to do when we go on coaching calls and stuff. And then it's like, it's like pulling teeth. Because it does not get done the first time.
But the same thing happens I didn't know how to get it. We showed you. I didn't know what you meant. No, we showed you. So like it's always the same thing. Like, and then what inevitably will happen is the producer go, well, he didn't tell me what I needed to do. The agent will go, you were supposed to send it to me, but nobody either communicated or they just don't want to take responsibility that they didn't do it. But it then becomes, okay, well, so next time, make sure you have it. It's very simple. All you need to do is pull the call and put the minute and time, like, so minute 32 and 13 seconds is when you asked for the sale. That's the part we want to hear. And then we'll skim through it because what we're looking for is that tonality. And people don't care what you're saying, especially as you're going through the quote. Simple is better. You don't need to get into the details, into the small stuff and get too granular because they don't know what you're talking about. You got to make this very, very simple. It protects your stuff and you're getting 10 times as much. That's what's important. Yep. That's what they're going to remember.
Yep. So it's like you see it in the agent like it's not an important thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like whether it's a lot of times you see it, they think they can't on the overall picture of it, but you can, but you got to do all these little things. Right. And if they knew that if they actually understood that these little things add up to make the can happen, then they would then they would have done the call recordings. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no. I'm doing that right away. You know what I mean? So it's
Sure.
like it really has to do with how to tie it in with the whole whether you think you can or you can't thing, because you got to have your agents to believe that they can. Because if they don't believe they can, then they can't.
Right. And
And
there's
if
no
you
other
want to
person.
produce those numbers, yeah,
There's no other person that's going to help them believe that,
not
right?
one other person. No, it's so true. You got to be the one to do that.
I remember you brought up cult before, like right, the whole cult idea, and like literally somebody was able to take a group of people and convince them that they should drink this stuff that they will then die.
Yeah,
If you could do that, you can convince people that there's a better way to sell insurance, that there's that we're serving the purpose of actually getting people better coverages, of taking care of them, of we're all in this thing together. You can do that.
right. And so we've seen you guys have seen cults. You've seen mass movements of great leaders, and there's a process to make that doesn't just happen. Just like everything in life doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? There's a reason. They follow, you can see similarities of things that they do, and they create a cult, they create a movement. And it's basically they sell these people on something greater than themselves,
The purpose.
and yeah, the purpose. So, yeah,
Again,
with
like,
that being yeah,
sorry.
go.
Well, it's just like we talked about it before, but they basically set and defined the purpose that they all aligned with, right? If if
Mhm.
if now you have them all aligned towards this purpose, and then the goals that all align with that purpose, you just made them believers.
Yep.
And I said
100%.
believer.
Yeah, you love them. The Beebs.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that it really does come down to, you know, whether or not you think you can or you can't. You're right. Such a powerful statement. I don't know if he meant it to be when he was. And by the way, all these quotes that you see on the internet and stuff like that, I challenge some of them because I found out that some of them aren't even real.
What do you mean they're
Who
not
was
real?
it? I saw one by, I think it was Abraham Lincoln, and then I did some
It
research
really.
because no, he never actually said it, but there's a couple publications that wrote that he said it, and it was just kind of the spiral thing, but there's no other recorded evidence. I don't know. But I do
Well
like
then.
quotes. I mean, I think they're simple little nuggets that you can attach a lot of meaning to.
Uh huh.
That I guess the simple little nugget that you can attach a giant world around that
Yeah.
you can keep close to you to keep you on track for the thing that for your goal.
It gets you thinking. You got to get this thing going.
Yeah, fire up. It's like the old lawnmower. You got to
Yeah.
pull the cords.
And you got to warm it up a little. Warm it up with a good quote.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that over the last few days here in season 2, that we've grabbed some quotes, and it's a really, really great way to just to expire. Build upon that.
Can we call it the deuce?
Yeah, season 2 is the deuce.
It
What will
really is
season
the
3
deuce.
be? Am I thinking too far ahead? I got to live in the present moment, Mr.
Tres
Jason.
leches. Yeah, I don't know.
That will be the season of the tres leches. A very delicious cake, by the way.
our, our, our horrible gringo accents.
Tres
Uh,
leches.
hello,
Hi.
Craig.
Hi, Jason. So let's put a bow tie on this episode and call it a day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a coffee talk.
Let's go. Coffee talk. Coffee talk.